Liverpool a candle in the wind, and Chelsea have a new Crespo, and Arsenal fans are mute. Hello and welcome to All Balls, the show that keeps you up to date with all the Premier League action and fantasy football tips. Wolves versus Leeds at the Molineux.
1-0.
Boring.
But a very unlucky goal. I mean, Wolves were good.
It was not, okay, you can term it as partially unlucky. It was a good hit. And Traore has been...
It's just Mele.
He's been dead and out for the longest time.
Yeah, but Mele also had a decent... I think it was a very decent game for goalkeepers.
It was, but, we've all spoken about Leeds being second favourite for everyone.
Yeah.
But they're very hot and cold. They're like...
Extremely
very hot and cold.
We've discussed this before in the past as well.
Yeah, they're defensively attacking, they're very... And they were missing Phillips, so probably that was another...
I guess that's what you get when you have a manager that sits on a bucket half the time when
with his coffee.
Yeah, I mean, like he's always just squatting on, like someone just get him a seat, I think
he likes that.
At his age.
But at his age to do that is something...
that's pretty impressive. But anyway,
I don't think you and me can do that.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I can squat, but not that long.
Yeah, at Wolves, good result for them. Back-to-back wins.
Good result for them. Nuno Espirito Santos got his team clicking all over again.
His team Spirito is up.
Yeah, even though his forwards are still not clicking, it was a really good run by Adama Traore. Again, very unfortunate for Mele to get that rebound. He tried, hit the post, came back. But a big mention also to Rui Patricio, 7 saves. It's been 11 years since a Wolves goalkeeper pulled 7 saves in a match.
So, and first team to do a double over Bielsa, considering the season they're having.
Considering the season that they've had, yeah. Again, as they've been very hot and cold, so... Yeah,
but I'll end it the way I started it. I got bored.
Really? No, I like the game. It's pretty interesting. We go to St. Mary's where Southampton hosted Chelsea in a 1-1 draw. Pretty even, or were you expecting a difference on that?
Probably thought Southampton was a better team going forward. While we've spoken about this before, Chelsea keep a lot of possession under Tuchel. Yeah. They move the ball around crisply, but there's not too much threat when it comes to attack.
Do you still think it's Tuchel who's trying to still tweak, trying to still find his squad?
Probably yes, but then that's affecting it again. Something was working for him for the first few games. He was getting the wins. Then suddenly he starts changing things around.
Yeah.
Hudson-Odoi, obviously we'll talk about that major factor. But he played him at right wing back. Then he played Reece James at right wing back.
Yeah.
So he's continuously changing players around. Thiago Silva went out. Christensen came in while Zuma was a regular starter.
Yeah.
Kante came back in after the FA Cup, missed a few games, then came in. So there's lots of changes that's happening.
Do you think it's just Tuchel's policy of rotating
it's
his
just
squad,
the
or still figuring out his squad?
It's just the squad. It's an ex-Chelsea player who's come back as a manager, and it's an experienced manager who's come from another league, and they still cannot figure out who their number 9 is, who their centre forward is, who their first start, attacking midfielder is. I mean, except for Mason Mount, I cannot pick out any player in that team who is the first name on the sheet.
Probably, yeah.
Even a Mendy for that matter.
Yeah.
He played Kepa last game and he said Mendy is my number 1 choice. Mendy comes in, concedes, Kepa keeps a clean sheet in the last game.
Yeah.
So it's too much rotation. It's all over the place for Chelsea.
Do you think though, however, does Tuchel have enough time to even still search for the top 6?
He does have time for the top 6. Or is he just going to keep rotating? Maybe the top 4. But I've said this before, even off camera, that I feel Chelsea might just miss on the top 4. Only because of the fact that they are rotating too much, and it is only Mason Mount who is getting them whatever they are getting.
Okay.
He is creating
the only creative output.
Yeah, he's their driving force. He's somewhat, he's that small Yaya Toure in the middle who's the engine.
True.
Kovacic is good when he plays. Kante feels lost under Tuchel. I don't know why.
The less you say about Jorginho, the better.
Yeah, I hate him anyway. But yeah, they're not sure. Yes, he's got the formation correct. He's got possession, they kept 71% of the ball.
Yeah.
They had a lot of passes in the final third, yes, but nothing concrete to show. But again, for Mason Mount, the couple of shots he took,
But decent enough. I mean, take nothing away from Southampton as well. I mean, Ralph Hasenhuttl first points, I think, since Jan, for a while. And
broke their 6-game drought,
unwinning streak, basically.
And ironical for Minamino to come up.
Yeah, I know. For a guy coming from a club that's actually struggling right now to score goals, this man's on song. So I mean, you got to give a special mention to Takumi Minamino. I know it's a bit.
And that was a good goal.
It was a really good goal.
If you manage to sit down a player like Cesar Azpilicueta, that easily, and then just
a guy of his experience,
knock it into the net, casually. It was a very good goal.
True. I'll give him credit for that.
unlucky for Southampton to concede the way they did.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tuchel again, he's trying to bring in this whole I'm the boss.
Yeah.
With the whole
And
Hudson
I
Odoi
expect you to play in
situation.
a certain the Callum Hudson-Odoi. Let's address it now since we brought it
So
up.
I mentioned Crespo in the start of the show, but at least Crespo used to come on, score, and then get subbed off again.
Yeah.
This man has come on, gotten subbed off, first player to get subbed on and subbed off in a
Then
Premier League
himself.
game since himself
Yeah, that
in
was 3 years
2018.
ago. Yeah.
And then they're linking this guy with Bayern Munich and shit. Like, oh, Bayern want Hudson Odoi. Bayern want crap. They don't want him.
Well, I think again it's Tuchel again still tweaking his side, and he said his energy wasn't right. He wasn't
And
feeling.
he's not, like I said, if he plays at wing back, he doesn't have a left foot, he doesn't have an outside of the right foot. If he
Yeah.
doesn't play there, he cannot play anywhere else.
True. Well, I mean, it was still a really exciting game. Reece James also had a chance to finish it off. A very, very easy miss. So I think it's something for Thomas Tuchel to still think about, and hopefully Chelsea should improve on this.
Burnley West Brom at Turf Moor.
Yeah.
Nah,
Well,
not a good day for West Brom. Not a good
Not-
season for West Brom.
Well, again, they're a struggling team, and they're
One
someone
talking
that-
point.
Yeah, pretty much Semi Ajayi's red card, which I still feel was a bit too harsh. I mean, you could see that there was a West Brom defender coming there to overlap when the incident happened, but if the rules state that he was the last man, even though it was very close to the half line,
So there's a little bitch in this Premier League which is called VAR.
yeah,
So rules keep changing.
The rules keep changing.
You can't.
Yeah, I
You can't
mean-
really argue with it.
we can have a whole discussion about
Yeah,
VAR
but it's
alone, a separate
This game
episode,
is as
so-
simple as West Brom's going down.
Yeah.
Burnley's not. They're good at keeping clean sheets. They've
Yeah.
kept another one. For them, a point's good. West Brom
Well, Semi Ajayi is one of their better players in that West Brom
doesn't
team, so they're
matter.
gonna
With
miss out.
him, with him also they're going down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everton having a party at Anfield.
Well, it's their first win in 22 years or 21 years, I think. I mean, that's something to party for. I mean, Carlo Ancelotti is now going to be etched in Evertonian folklore for the rest of
Milan, Madrid, Munich,
Merseyside.
and now Merseyside.
Yeah.
He's done all the derbies. But that
He
was
seems
that
like a
was
specialist for something like
clinical.
this.
That was
Very,
absolutely
very clinical.
clinical. And I texted you before the game saying he
Yeah.
plays Henderson at centre back. Game,
Game
over.
over.
And that's exactly what happened. He stepped up.
Yeah.
Kabak, either he's not good enough or he's just not
I
fit
think he's
enough
still getting
or
up to
he's
speed
Yeah.
with the English game. I mean, we also had Timo Werner come out saying that he's not used to the physicality of the English game. So I think it's the same thing for Kabak, where he's still getting
But
acclimatized. But
I don't understand.
it's something to worry about for
Yes.
Liverpool.
And we've
'cause-
spoken about this. You have a centre back on the bench.
Yeah.
You have another defender on the bench.
Yeah.
Why? Why are you still playing Henderson there? Why? Give me one good
Because
reason.
it gives Klopp more excuses, I
Why-
guess.
the
I think
wind!
It just gives him more. Yeah, he blames the wind. I mean,
The
that's,
wind!
That's what I feel is really sad because I think Klopp is now just being a bad manager. I think Liverpool in general are being bad champions.
Like it was funny at first. It was
Yeah.
maybe just for memes. Now it's just sad.
There's a fine line between being a sole loser and losing with grace, and I think Klopp is just dangling right.
No, he's
in
not.
between
He's
over
gone
there.
below that.
Pretty much.
This
yeah.
is not losing with grace. The wind, for the
Yeah.
love of God.
Especially when you have players. Now he's invested, he's bought Kabak and he's got Ben Davies and stuff, and he's not trying these people out and still trying Henderson in the centre. So as Liverpool fans, I'd be worried, and you've got a guy who you bought from probably the best Champions League winning teams in the past 10 days, Thiago, and he's done absolutely nothing. He's like the villain in their team. He's done, in fact, I think Willian has had more input in his first game against Fulham than Thiago's had in this whole season. So
He's lost 2 more games than he lost with Bayern.
Bayern in this 2019-2020 season. So I mean, if there's anything that Liverpool needs to look into, they need to look into their squad and wonder why is
But
Thiago
he's-
being such
he's
a
useless without. I mean, he's not useless, but he's not as effective without a CDM.
yeah.
He needs someone to hold that role. If he has to come back, he will make reckless tackles like you've seen throughout his Liverpool
No, he's just
playing
give a
time.
thumbs up. That's all he's been doing. I think he had 240 thumbs up since he's arrived from.
That's a lot of
Bayern.
gas, huh?
I mean, well, not that kind of thumbs up, but that also could be the case, as that. But still, you kind of makes you wonder that why is a guy like a quality player like Thiago not really doing much and not giving that much of creative input to a team like.
And then you have a
Liverpool.
similar kind of player on the other side who doesn't like the physicality,
Yeah.
who likes to play the artistic, beautiful football,
Yeah.
who's got an assist home and away versus Liverpool, and is enjoying life at Everton.
Yeah.
In James.
Pretty much. And I mean, Carlo Ancelotti saw something in him when he was,
Yeah,
taking care of
he's
him
quality.
in
He's
Real
pure
Madrid.
quality.
He is pure quality, but he is also a guy who's still also getting acclimatized. But he seems to be a lot more comfortable compared to some people that we talk about. But yeah,
Another important point is they've done this without DCL playing the whole game.
Yeah.
Their top scorer, Richarlison, has stepped up.
Yeah.
Yes, they do have Josh King on the bench. They didn't start with Iwobi, who's been performing brilliantly. Bernard is another option.
yeah.
But they played Luca Dean in midfield.
Who I think had a really good game.
Yeah, and I think
considering-
tactically there was one thing which Ancelotti said is playing Coleman at right wing
Yeah.
forward. To stop Robertson's runs.
True.
And it worked. It worked like a charm. Richarlison stepping up and how?
Pretty much.
Four
That's his
four goals, all against the big six.
Yeah.
it's-
And people still don't call him a big time player, and I think you should just eat your words.
He's
Like,
again.
it's just
He's their Leeds United. He's very hot and cold.
pretty
He's-
much. But
it's
I
on
still
his
think
mood.
he's a guy who does rise to the occasion.
Probably.
I think he does. He does have that ability. Maybe it's just his probably his attitude or his ego that just gets in the way every now and then, which gives him that hot and cold effect.
A lot of it, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think the last time Everton beat Liverpool was in 1999. That's when the Nokia 3210 was the best-selling phone.
I didn't even have a phone at
I mean,
that
maybe
time.
some of you watching it right now were not even born, I guess. But
I did not even have a phone.
Yeah, well, I had no. I had a 3310.
Rich family, no Bandra.
No, I used to
But-
play the Snake.
The
and all
Snake.
that. Like, yeah,
Liverpool are also playing Snake only.
pretty much. But again,
And they
it's a
were
lot of-
swimming.
It's a lot of trouble.
There was Mo Salah.
Yeah. Well, Mo Salah, that's another thing. We need to address this, and I hate to keep talking about it, but why isn't VAR looking for dives? Why? Like, just because it's Mo Salah, is he just a high quality player that, we can't mess with Mo
This
Salah?
is my answer to you for VAR.
No, I mean, like, if it was a lower team, any team, like,
They would have been picked
give it-
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give it a Brighton or something. If it was Mope pulling that off, like, the referee would be like, yeah, that's a dive. I'm going to give you a
They would have
yellow
been
for it."
picked off, yeah.
It is something that really needs to be addressed. Just because there's a player of higher quality and he tends to dive more often than others and he still doesn't get any kind of warning for it. That's kind of unfair.
But in the interest of time, I'm going to tell you exactly why Liverpool lost. Because of the wind. Because God wanted Man City to win
Yeah.
and you can't beat God.
Pretty much.
Because United's got more penalties in 2.5 years than Liverpool's got in 5.
Yeah.
Leicester has Vardy. Chelsea spent 200 million. And Man City had more rest.
And Boris Johnson most likely gelled his hair.
And probably because I had a shower twice this morning.
Pretty much. Yeah. So it's an uphill task for Liverpool, but I guess Klopp is the one to fix it.
No, I'm just looking forward to 14 more excuses since there are 14 more games to go or 13 more games to go. But he'll give one more
We
in
should
a game.
make a separate video on that. Imagine, like, welcome to a special of Jurgen Klopp's excuses. Another heartbreak for Sheffield United as Fulham keep the fight on for them to stay up in the Premier League with a 1-0 win.
I think they're going to stay up. I really have a feeling they're 3
They
points
look
off.
like they've got the fight in them.
They're 3 points off. Newcastle and Brighton are dropping.
Yeah.
And they're winning.
They're winning.
If they're
I
not
mean,
winning, they're drawing.
There's something that Scott Parker's putting in the water. I
There's-
think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
just pushing them on and on and on.
Josh Maja is having his Majja in the front. Like Lukman
Majani
on
life.
fire. Loftus-Cheek having a ball.
Yeah.
Aina is getting bonus points in fantasy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
even- I think it's
and this
also
is without Mitrovic. This is without Kearney. Harrison Reed had a great game.
Yeah. Well, you got to give credit to we were talking about this off camera where I really do appreciate a guy like Loftus-Cheek. He wasn't given that much of time at Chelsea. Granted that he had a lot of injury issues as well, but you can see that there's a quality player in him.
But it's very similar to Ross Barkley also.
As well.
These guys will play better
At smaller
with no
clubs.
disrespect, but at the smaller or the mid-table clubs. But he's doing well for Fulham. Fulham's 3 points off. Newcastle lost,
Yeah.
and I fancy Fulham coming out of this over the next few games.
Probably, yeah. I'd give them props to that as well.
West Ham 2 second season wonder 1. What happened? Jose Chaichel.
But we've always said this. Jose is a bit of a fraud. I mean, he is a bit of a fraud. I mean, it's his lowest tally as a manager in his managerial
81
history.
points in 50 games.
50 games.
That's crap.
That is crap. man.
81 out of a possible 150. That's like 50%.
But it's Mourinho playing Mourinho ball. I mean, even a lot of Spurs and even ex-Chelsea fans also will say, not ex-Chelsea, but Chelsea fans will say the same thing. Why does he keep playing this
But
ultra
he had
defensive football?
70% possession.
He had 70% possession, but then you have the likes of people like Mikel Antonio and Jesse Lingard, who I think is a renaissance man this season, who somehow is just pulling it out. I mean, I know as a Man United fan and stuff like that, he wasn't given his chances and stuff like that, but Again, credit to Jesse Lingard.
Yeah, he's got what, 3 goals, same as Pogba and KTB.
Yeah, and this is his highest what. He's got 3 goals in 4 games under Moyes, and while he was under
3 goals in 4 million games under Solskjaer.
yeah, no, 36 actually to be honest, but still 3 goals in 36.
He
That's,
barely played him. That's because there's more quality. Again, Ross Barkley, Loftus-Cheek, Jesse Lingard. They come under one category.
I just think no. I think for Jesse Lingard is just a guy who's
No,
just
but
been
it's-
working really hard. He
It's
wasn't
the
getting his opportunity.
same. It's these players. It's even Keane at Everton.
Nah, man. I mean, but
Come
it's,
on, Evans.
You can't take away the credit that West Ham
I'm
deserves.
not taking
though.
away the
Like,
credit. I'm just saying these players just find it more comfortable to express themselves at the mid or the lower clubs. Josh King, for example, did not get into United, was good at Bournemouth,
Yeah.
now at Everton. Take Johnny Evans, you take Keane, you take Lingard. Even Barkley, Loftus-Cheek for that matter. You take Hudson-Odoi and you put him in another
Yeah,
team.
But considering, okay, you were just mentioning middle and bottom teams. You really can't really put West Ham now in that position because they are going
have a
for Champions League.
I know. They have a reputation of being a mid, and of course they're doing well this season.
Yeah.
And while I'm happy for Moyes.
Yeah.
I hate Mourinho. Also, I'm not a big fan of Moyes either. But what he's doing with West Ham, and I count him in the category of managers, like I count those guys in the category of players.
Okay.
He was good. He was brilliant, in fact, at Everton as a manager.
Yeah.
He came to United,
Oh, yeah.
couldn't handle it, or wasn't given enough time.
I think he wasn't given
Either way,
enough time. Yeah.
either way, it didn't work for him there. He's come to West Ham. He's doing wonders with a team that was not gelling too well last
Yeah,
season.
true.
Antonio,
Dude, Suchek is like probably one of the best
Suchek,
midfielders in the world right now.
You've taken a West Brom reject and ups in him, put him there, and he's performing.
Yeah.
Fabianski, okay, he was decent at Arsenal. Look at him here.
Oh, yeah.
Cresswell's all of a sudden being compared to an Andy Robertson when it comes to the left foot.
Yeah.
Declan Rice, that guy is worth every pound they're asking for, in the transfer market.
Yeah.
There are some tackles he made which were unbelievable. He's up and down entire game. So that team is performing as a unit for the manager.
Yeah.
He got in Lingard from United. Lingard had not played for such a long time and he scored
He was just
on his
out in the
debut.
wilderness half the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you have Mourinho, who's playing the same team again and again, putting Gareth Bale on the bench. So
Yeah.
much hype about Gareth Bale.
Hitting the post twice as
Yeah,
well. Like,
arey, balls to the post, but what Gareth Bale, what?
It's a shame though.
You
It's a
realize
shame.
hitting the post is still an off-target shot. It's considered that.
No, but it is something to ask Spurs fans as well. I mean, like, you have such a quality player like Gareth Bale and still Mourinho, who is so stubborn, doesn't play him. Especially when instead he puts in Steven Bergwijn. Not taking anything away from Steven Bergwijn.
But he's young, he's immature.
Yeah, when you play teams like this, especially when you're 2 goals down, you need a star player and you need a player that moves up. So, congratulations to David Moyes. I really hope he keeps his run going because
He's doing top 6 and Spurs is not doing top 6.
I mean, I like the little celebration, like Backstreet Moyes. So, good job. Brendan Rodgers, another away victory, that to a resurgent Aston Villa, 2-1.
And Aston Villa who leaked out information.
What?
I think Dean Smith's not going to give a shit about the loss as much as who bloody leaked that out. One of my best players is not playing.
Yeah, true. But
I think Matty Target, I'm sorry to cut you off, but Matty Target was what I read, removed Jack Grealish from his fantasy team.
Wow.
And I think that's where it all started.
Well, I guess instead of living in a fantasy world, they really need to focus on what's happening on the pitch right now.
Yeah, because they're kind of dropping recently.
They're dropping a lot, and for a quality side like Aston Villa, you would expect them to give a harder fight to Leicester. Not for the lack of trying, but you can clearly see the quality in players like Maddison and Barnes.
But Leicester this season, and
Yeah,
all this
different
is,
kind of monster. I
all
mean, to
this
go
is happening
second.
without Jamie Vardy scoring.
Jamie Vardy scoring, true.
It's-
They are finding other outlets to score now. And
The
you
other
really can't
outlets are Maddison, Barnes, sometimes Tielemans.
Yeah,
And without James Justin, who's been probably one of the best wing backs this season.
true. No, they've been pretty good. I mean, for a team with what they have, as you said, without a player like Jamie Vardy on their side, they've been consistently churning it out. So I got to give major props to Brendan Rodgers. They are also going for Europe, just like the other team we mentioned about in the last segment. So congratulations to them. But Aston Villa, a team that's on the down, or is it just because of the whole Grealish incident that it's?
I think it overshadowed their poor performance.
Yeah.
The Grealish incident. But take nothing away from Leicester.
Yeah.
They've been performing. They're neck to neck with United on points.
Yeah.
United were dropping, they dropped, and now it's on goal difference.
Yeah.
But like I said, without Vardy performing, Perez not in it too much, you know.
It's
But
Maddison who's
it's
now
Maddison,
taking that mantle.
8 goals,
8 goals.
5 assists,
Yeah.
Barnes. They're
Four-
just taking the
four
game to
tries.
opponents, yeah.
No, I got to give credit to Leicester, and they're probably going to secure that second place.
I think it's one of those
Unless
situations
it's between you
where-
and Man
yeah.
United that probably will fight for that second place because again that gap is too big. But I can probably see a really good two-horse race for that second place.
But you think Maddison's there, Bruno?
Pretty much, yeah. He is probably their only input when it comes to
Because
creativity. Like,
he might be injured for the next
he
game.
might be injured. If he is injured, you could see a guy like Harvey Barnes stepping up.
3-point gap. No, I'm kidding.
No, but it's a 75% chance of him playing, which I'm sure Brendan Rodgers will be sweating on, but I'm pretty sure he'll play him in some
75%
capacity.
chance coming from a man who said, let's not live in our fantasy world. Arsenal! Should I
The
just-
gift that keeps on giving.
Should I just stop there?
No, I think it was just...
You played a top team.
We played a top team, but remember, we have really decent defenders, but we still allowed the smallest guy from both teams, the smallest man on the pitch, to score a header. I mean, I don't know what Bellerin and Holding are smoking, but to allow Sterling, the smallest guy again, like, I cannot stress this enough that he's the smallest guy on the pitch, to sandwich himself between Bellerin and Holding and to just... I mean, I've seen kids in St. Andrew's turf ground who make that also look difficult, but he's just like... So it breaks my heart. And the worst thing is also during the course of the game, it didn't look like Arsenal was trying. I think the only attacking input again coming was Saka, who tried really hard. But then again, Arteta tried to make some pretty impressive substitutes, but it didn't look anywhere impactful. And Man City was just chilling. You know, chilling like a villain on penicillin.
They were playing on third gear.
They were, yeah.
They didn't even have their best
They were
game.
in cruise control. They were just like, okay, fine, we got the goal. We'll keep negging at them if we have to.
And this was supposed to be like one of those exciting games, you know, because Arteta worked with Pep for so long.
Yeah,
Pep's
and the
number
praise
one.
that Pep gave for
Yeah,
Arteta,
oh my
like,
God.
oh my God, he's got such
He knows everything.
knowledge and intelligence and stuff. Yeah, but we still lost.
He's good.
Like,
He's good. No doubt he's good. Some
Yeah.
of your players are shit.
Pretty much. No, but again, it's also the quality of defense. That's what I'm saying. When you have a guy like Bellerin and Holding who allow a guy like Sterling to score a header, and on the other side you have people like Stones and Diaz who basically were like a brick wall.
Diaz
against
has
Arsenal.
been absolutely class this season.
In a season where we're missing really top quality defenders for a guy in his first season, I am impressed. This
and
guy is...
John Stones, technically his first season with
Oh
City.
yeah, it's his whole kind of renaissance as well for him. He's a guy who was just like most players who are building up a reputation now because they were out in the wilderness.
There was no Laporte or Kyle Walker on the field.
Yeah. And I still expected a lot more. I mean, if you have Kevin De Bruyne in the team coming back,
Just
I was
coming back
expecting,
from
I was
injury,
expecting
which
a
is-
mauling, but again, it just looked like Man City was just like, okay, fine, come at us. But
But
we're
that's
still
what I'm
gonna hit
saying.
you on the break.
They've played probably their worst in their last 18 games.
Yeah.
Which is their unbeaten run. Rather, they've won all 18.
Yeah.
And if I've got this correct, they've conceded, 6 goals?
Pretty much. That's
And
a
they've
watertight
scored
defense.
40 plus.
That just shows the quality of Man City, and this is why they're 10 points ahead of the second place team. So, I mean, it
12 clean sheets in 18 games.
looks like they're running away with it. And in all honesty, Arsenal, as an Arsenal fan, it breaks my heart, but I can honestly just say that if we make it to the top 10, I'll consider that a success.
So I'm
Honestly.
going to name this side for you, okay? There's Nathan Ake, there's Laporte, there's Mendy, there's Kyle Walker, that's
Yeah.
your back four. There's Rodri in the middle, there's Phil Foden.
And Fernandinho as well, who can fill in the middle
There's
as well.
Phil Foden.
Yeah.
Then you have Jesus, Aguero, Ferran Torres, and Mini Delap. This is the side that did not play.
Yeah.
This side could have also beaten this Arsenal
Oh
side.
yeah, that's a separate team altogether.
That's
they
a
should
B
just make
team.
a Man City B team, you know,
And
play
then
them in the
finish
Premier
first
League.
and second.
Pretty much.
So only 2 Champions League spots for the other teams.
Pretty much.
But
it is possible if they had to. do
Biggest
that.
question. Smith Rowe, probably one of your top 2 players over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Why bench him?
I think it's just Arteta trying to see what Odegaard got, and I think
In
Odegaard
such a
is
big
good.
game.
I think he tried because again, Odegaard's not a spring chicken. He's a guy who has played pretty
But
tough
still,
games in
such a
Spain
big
and
game.
stuff. He was probably also trying to rest him as well. We also have European
He's a
matches to play as
kid.
well. He is a kid, but remember, there's also a chance of burnout. I mean, your Mason Greenwoods and Daniel James are also were experiencing.
I
burnouts
don't
at
mind
some
if Daniel
point,
James
but-
get burnt out. Even though he's performing well, it's okay, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. That's in our next section. But
But you're still in the bottom half. Does that worry
We're
you?
still in the bottom half. But as I said, I'm looking at it realistically as an Arsenal fan. If we make it in the top 10, I think that's our best thing we can do for the season.
What hopes they have top 10?
Fingers crossed. From the misery of the club that I support to the success of the club that you support. Man United beating Newcastle 3-1.
Killing Newcastle.
Killing,
second
yeah.
half. Second half, not the first half.
Yeah.
That French toast ran all over us in the first half.
Saint Maxim.
Along saying whatever his name is.
Alain Saint Maxim. or something.
Whatever it is.
Alain.
He's very annoying. He doesn't give the ball
No,
away.
but that guy's got fantastic movement though. I mean,
And we also have centre back. Fantastic movement. Fantastic.
are you mentioning Maguire or Lindelof?
No, 80 million. I don't take names.
Oh, 80 million. Okay, fine. We'll call him 80 million. blocker.
Yeah, but one other problem now is David De Gea.
Yeah.
Starting of the game, very awkward with the high balls,
Yeah.
punching mistakes, stupid mistakes.
You
remove
wouldn't
Bruno-
expect that from a quality keeper like
But
him.
there is Eric Bailly on the bench. Why are you not playing him?
Well, you got the Swedish meatball and
I
80
don't give a
million
shit
there,
about the
so-
Swedish meatball.
Why? You don't like IKEA much?
No, you have to take appointment and all and go. But that is different. But why? He's not a physical defender. You play Bailly, no? He's playing so well.
True. I
Your Gujarati
also
left
kind
back
of
is doing so
understand.
well.
But maybe it's Solskjaer who's just trying his level best to give time to Lindelof and Maguire because he wants them to gel.
But why? I don't
And
want
he's
them to
probably
gel,
helping,
no,
but he's probably saving Bailly for the bigger games.
Saving Bailly for what? Do the Bartan at home.
No, but you have your Europa League games. I mean, Thursday nights with us.
So what? You won 4-0.
Yeah.
You
true.
can play your Twanze base and all over there, no?
Yeah, but again, I think it's Solskjaer who just kind of believes in a guy like Maguire. He has to believe in.
No, you believe
I mean,
in-
Man United fans. I'm sorry.
I'm saying-
Besides
but
Rahul,
I've given up on the fight that Maguire will be benched.
Yeah.
But bench Lindelof, no? Bailly's played so well in the games he's
but
played.
again, I think it's Lindelof who plays better than Maguire. So why would you
Yeah,
throw
but
Lindelof
you can't.
out?
No, now you spend 80 million.
I don't know. I'd still keep Bailly and Lindelof in the center just because Maguire costs 80 million.
No, but that
and
is the
he's still
only
not-
reason.
Yeah, but he's just a blockhead. And
Werner is
even
playing
though
for
that big head,
Chelsea.
He doesn't even use it much.
Werner is playing for Chelsea after that run only because of his price tag.
Yeah, true.
Havertz is sitting on the bench, be like, मैंने क्या बिगाड़ा था?
Yeah, that's also there. But I mean, again, coming back to the United victory against Newcastle. three
Good second
goals,
half display.
Good second half display.
Again,
Marcus Rashford on
your
the
top
score sheet.
players stepped up.
Yeah.
Rashford stepped up. Bruno stepped up. Rashford, surpassing Cantona on level
Yeah.
with Beckham.
Those are some
And
United greats as
yeah.
well. So he's in good company.
Bruno going past Paul Scholes' record for the season in 25 games.
Yeah.
Also joining Kane and Muller for 10 plus goals and assists in the same season. Now you take him and you put him out and we'll finish outside the top 4.
No, but you could always get Lingard back.
No, why?
I mean, he could work since considering the
But
form that he's
Backstreet
there.
Boys, alright.
But again, yeah, I think Bruno's been a very important player for you guys. I mean,
Bruno's
if you
been
take that guy out of
yeah.
the equation, your season's over.
Probably a couple of games where, Mata can fill in, Rashford can
Yeah.
handle it, maybe, but not otherwise.
But do you think now, considering this, okay, after this win, do you still think that you guys can take it on with Leicester? To sit
With
on the
Leicester,
second place?
yes, City is too far. I
City's
just
too
feel
far.
City is.
So
They've
you
not
guys
got
are
one
not
hand,
afraid-
they've got both hands on the title.
You guys are not afraid of a team like Leicester if you'll have to.
Probably I'll give United the edge just because of squad depth.
Okay.
Considering that, you still have a Cavani, you still have a Bailly as a centre back, you have a good replacement goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Your left back isn't so bad when you have to replace him.
Yeah.
You have, if Pogba comes back, then you have 4 decent options in midfield to rotate. Donny van de Beek will probably get a chance. Ahmad is coming to the
If he
squad.
gets a chance.
Yeah, he's whenever, according to Solskjaer, second half of the season, which is probably 2028.
Yeah.
But he's there.
Yeah.
Ahmad has come in, we've still not seen the likes of Pellistri and all who are playing in the under 23s. So we have a decent enough bench
Yeah.
as compared to Leicester. I would you would rate Cavani higher than Iheanacho.
Yeah.
You would rate a Bailly probably higher than Fofana in certain aspects.
Sure.
So it's just the bench that gives me that edge over Leicester. And of course the reputation of the club.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter with no crowds. But good win, needed it to stay, in touch
that hunt
with
for that second
Leicester
place, yeah.
and get that gap above Chelsea.
Alright.
Who are playing shit, but again, you don't know how long West Ham can sustain. Though we've been saying this for.
So when you take your appointment for IKEA?
I don't know. They said no walk-ins and the Vashi and all. It's too far. I'm not going.
Smash and grab at the Amex Stadium. Brighton losing 2-1 to Roy Hodgson's Crystal Palace. 2 shots. The whole time Crystal Palace took 2 shots in the game and those 2 shots were 2 goals.
I actually stayed up to watch this game.
Yeah.
And Brighton did not deserve to lose, first of all.
They threw the kitchen sink at them.
They played some beautiful football.
Yeah.
Like,
Even their first goal, Mateta with a little back heel and stuff was very impressive.
that was still okay, but Brighton played some beautiful football, and just give them credit for the fact that they had composure, that even after going 1-0 down, they weren't panicking.
Yeah.
They played their game. They've not been hammered this season. They've just been unlucky. But Bhenke Take coming in from nowhere.
I mean, but it breaks your heart though. I mean, like it is a.
It does,
literal
but that's what the
smash
Premier
and
League
grab.
is, right?
True.
That's what football is. You
I
have
mean,
to,
even the commentator said like that's heartbreaking. That's really heartbreaking. Like to just keep going on and on and
That's
on.
because you're watching emotional commentators on YouTube and shit.
No, but again, no. This was a commentator in the game itself.
No, he wasn't.
literally
He was
said it
yelling.
Heartbreaking. No, I think pretty sure it was Richard Keys or Clyde Tydesley or something. So no, but again, congratulations to Roy Hodgson's Crystal Palace. They got an away win.
Big thing for them is they did this without Zaha.
True. And that too, Benteke suddenly crawled out of his cave and decided to score a goal.
And nobody took Zaha out in their fantasy team also, so they weren't sure if he was playing or not.
Ooh, could that be another Villa scene happening?
Stop creating controversy.
Could be.
Fulham to escape relegation. Tuchel finally concedes from an opposition, and the shortest man on the field scores at the Emirates. Mad game week of football. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, and stay tuned for another episode of All Ball. Stay safe.
Peace.